Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos. Good morning, y'all. Don't mind the messy hair, ponytail, no makeup look. I got things to do today before the rain comes this afternoon, but there's one thing I want to get started on this morning because one night this week we're going to use this in a meal coming up. Yeah, I showed y'all my new toy, my cheese maker that I got for Christmas that I'm just now getting around to using. Okay, my bad. But well, we had to go on a work trip. That's why. So I can't lag all this with me. But I started practicing as soon as we got back home. I'm getting better. I've already made 4 batches of this cheese I'm fixing to show y'all today. I got it down like a whim. It's only going to take 2 hours of your time. Most of that the machine is doing the work and draining. That's it. So I'm getting started early enough this morning that this can get done, and I'll put it on to drain and then head out the door and we start working on some of these projects before this afternoon. So I'm going to show y'all, I've already done this 4 times already. I'm going to show y'all step for step how to make milk ricotta in your Fromaggio cheese maker. Let's get started. Okay, y'all remember when I did my introduction to my new toy, I showed y'all how this thing works. Just remember that you're going to have to download the app to your phone and find their website on your computer or somewhere, and you will be able to get all of the recipes sent to your Fromaggio machine. It already comes with a few recipes installed on it, but you are going to download the app and you can find more, and you can save recipes to your favorites. If you go to the website, you can download more recipes by like a subscription and send them to your machine. Then you can send recipes from your phone on the app to your machine. You'll learn how to do this when you read the instruction manual. So, first off, what I'm going to be doing is I've got to find the recipe that I want, and it is going to be the milk ricotta. They also have a whey ricotta, but I'm choosing the milk ricotta right now. So, your screen will walk you through every step. It's going to tell you all of the accessories that you're going to need. Have those ready. I picked on mine. You're going to first insert your bowl down in there. Make sure it's facing you. Those little plug-in marks are facing the back, and you'll have lines, milliliter lines in your bowl as you're marking. That always goes to the back, so you'll know you've got your bowl turned around right. It's going to tell you what all you're going to need and how to put it down inside your heating pot before you even get started. When you put your bowl in, make sure it's snapped down and locked tight. Put your strainer in there. Make sure it's pushed down all the way till you hear it click. Then put your hard cutter, cheese cutter in there. That was the little white plastic little web looking thing. You're going to walk through all these screens and you're going to do what it tells you to do. It's just wanting you to recheck. Do you have all your supplies? Is everything sanitized? All of that. How to put it all down in there. What all you're going to need. How to put it all down in there. Now, the first thing it's going to tell me to do is add my 3 liters of refrigerated pasteurized cow milk, or you can use pasteurized store-bought milk. Avoid ultra high temperature pasteurized milk. That's always labeled UHT on the milk jugs at the grocery store. You will be able to tell the difference. If you're buying just regular store-bought milk, I buy the whole milk. It's always the one with the red cap, whether it's the store-bought brand or the Equate brand if you're going to Walmart. Now, this Fromaggio maker has a built-in digital scale. So when you hit that 3.00 or 3,000, whatever, you stop. Now, sometime you may go over, y'all, and that's okay. I think I went over just a little. I might have scooped out some. That's fine. As long as you're in that range, you're fine. Once you get done with that step, you hit the arrow button. It takes you to the next step. And y'all, my screen's kind of finicky, or I had something on my fingers, okay? So we're having a love-hate relationship this morning. If you make a mistake, like I mashed the button, didn't have my lid on, and it gave me an alert, okay? Hey, don't forget your lid, okay? It may not say that, but that's what I'm interpreting it. Make sure the lid is locked on safe. You'll know you've got the lid turned right when you see the little lock and unlock button at the bottom. You're going to screw that on, turn it, lock it tight, and then this step right here is going to take an hour and 25 minutes. It's going to tell you that on your screen. It's going to do the hard work for you. So you've got an hour and a half to do something, play around, whatever. I want to take this opportunity to show you, like, I have all my accessories in a little basket. My dear hubby bought the kit for me, the starter making kit. It's got all my little packets. It's got all my cultures. There's the strainer that I'm going to need in just a minute. So now I know I've got an hour and a half, but I know the next step I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get it ready. Now, you've got the opportunity to print off your recipes if you want to put them in sheet protectors and make you a binder. That's what I'm going to start doing because I'm using my phone to record, so I need my instructions. I like to plan ahead. Okay, so now the next step, I'm going to get prep, and it's saying to add 6.0 grams of the tart mate citric acid. You see it in that little bag right there. On some of these, you will need a digital scale, okay? So if you know anything about a digital scale, you put a vessel on it, tear it out, make it say 0, make sure it's on grams, and I'm going to measure out 6.0 grams or 6 grams, okay? I got a little too much in there, so I had to get a little out, okay? So that's okay. And now it will also give you instructions too on your citric acid. You're going to need to dissolve it in a half a cup of water, okay? So I am getting that ready right now. To have this on hand. I mean, hey, I got an hour and a half, okay? So I'm getting my next step ready. Now, some of these already come in an envelope, and there's 5 little packets to each one of these envelopes. And it will tell you how many grams is in those packets, okay? And it will tell you if you need to mix it with water or just open up the packet since they're pre-measured and add that to your recipe. I didn't realize that till a couple of recipes into it. All right, I got an hour left. So you see right there the little 3 in the circle? That tells you what step we're on. We're getting ready for step 4, fixing to do it. It's also going to tell you on the screen your instructions. I just also printed them out. You're going to remove the lid, and you are going to stir this up one more time, and you're going to pour your citric acid inside the pot. That's all it's going to tell you to do. Then you're going to put your lid back on. Okay, see, we added the citric acid right there. Your instructions are going to be on the screen, walk you through it. They're going to be on your app on your phone, or you've got the option to print them off. Okay, so I'm going to start making me a binder. Make sure the lid's safe and secure back on. Then you're going to close out that little window. You're going to hit the little X. Now, it's going to do that for 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Mixing at like 30 RPMs, okay? 20 seconds is over. Now it's going to keep stirring for 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. Now the next step, we're going to, let me see where we're at right here. I'm having to do a voiceover, y'all. It was noisy in the house this day, so I'm having to go back and do a voiceover. Okay, so now we're going to the next step. There's your 20 seconds. We just went through the 2-minute mark. Now we're going to step 7, and it's going to tell me to just check my curd, okay? See if it's like I want it. Then we're going to get to step 8, okay? It's telling me right now, get your strainer ready. Let's strain this baby, okay? There's your mesh strainer. You are going to slowly open up your pot because it's going to be hot, okay? Open up the lid, take the lid off of your pot. You're going to slowly lift your strainer basket. You don't want to do it fast or your liquid's going to go everywhere. So please use caution. Slow, and it is going to be hot, but y'all, I'm used to having hot things on my hands, so this didn't bother me. You see that steam? Use caution if you need to wear mitts or gloves or something. Very carefully put your mesh drainer right up under your drainer. Mesh strainer under your drainer. This is going to strain for 10 minutes, but I'm fixing to take this opportunity to tell you something else, okay? Okay, you've got that 10 minutes for it to drain. However, you can do this one of 2 ways. You can just let it drain for 10 minutes. You can make your ricotta as juicy, wet, or as dry as you want it. I'm going to kind of go half and half. I'm going to let this drain for the 10 minutes, probably a little longer. I kind of like that. I like it either way. We've done it 2 different ways. We've done it wettish to where it's a little spreadable on a homemade bagel. And we've done a little bit drier where it's that pasty consistency where you can spread it on top of those lasagna noodles. Okay, so you can do it either way. Now, the next thing is the steps. The way they've got it going next is you're going to measure out 9 grams of your salt, and you're going to stir it into there. To me, that don't make sense. I'm sorry, Fromaggio, but some of these directions don't make sense, but as an already beginner cheese maker years ago, I just know some tips and tricks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this strain as much as I want to let it strain. Since I'm going to be using it in ravioli next, I need the pastier, drier version because I've got to take a chunk of that ricotta and put in a ravioli shell. So I don't need it wet and smearable. I need it a little pasty and a little chunky. So that means longer draining time. And it's telling me to add the salt while it's inside there, but if you'll see, your strainer has slots in it, and your cutter is right here, and it's still hot. I'm going to do this the opposite way since I'm already a beginner cheesemaker from years ago when I used to own dairy goats, and I used to make goat cheese, chevre, all that good stuff, and I already know how to do some of this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead. Sorry, Fromaggio, I just know what to do next, and I feel more comfortable doing it this way. Y'all, you can tweak some of these recipes, like do it the first way first, but then if you're like, you know what, to me it's easier to do this, just like I'm fixing to do. We're going to let this drain. I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to go ahead and measure out on my scale 9 grams of the salt and get them ready. I'm going to let this cool off, let it strain for longer. I need the pasty kind of chunky. And then I'm going to put this in a container because I did this last time. Now, if you want to drain it a little more, little extra, you can most certainly put this in a cheesecloth and just hang it up, let it drain some more. However wettish or not that you want your ricotta to be, okay? And I'm just going to let it chill out here, do its thing. I'm going to let this go ahead and run down and go through the steps of the recipe, and then I'm just going to cut it off because I know what to do next. If you don't know what to do, by all means, finish out the steps. As you see, it even tells you, oops, you left the lid off. Oops, you need to do this. And it even gives you the information too about, hey, mix that grams of such and such in with a little bit of water and dissolve it. Y'all, it talks you through all the steps. If you're confused on the buttons, this thing is touchy. Sometimes all I got to do is just tap it and it goes to the next screen. Sometimes I have to keep mashing that thing. It's a little finicky like a female. So we have this relationship. You can, I'm just going to go through the steps that I know, cut it off, but I lost my train of thought there for a second. Each step will take you to the next step, and you either hit the arrow to the next step and it'll cut on by itself, or you hit start. If you need to go back and you're like, oh, I went too far, I need to go back to this step, you can hit the reverse button, the little back button. It'll take you back to that step where you messed up at. Anything else? If you're still confused on the buttons in the owner's manual, it tells you how to use these buttons, okay? So I'm going to let it hang out and do its things, get as dry as I need it, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the machine off, and then I'll come back and let you see the consistency, let it cool off. Then we're going to add the salt and stir it in. I'm going to take it out of the container, out of the drainer, put it in a bowl after it gets to the consistency that I want. I don't know if I worded that right. And then I'll have the salt ready to stir into it, and I'll let y'all see what this looks like after all this gets done. Okay, enough talking. Let's get to the next step. Okay, a few projects later, a little shower later, I'm going to let y'all see how to get your ricotta out of here and put it in a glass container and refrigerate. That's all you do. So you can watch me do this so you'll just kind of get like an idea. And don't forget, we got to stir in our salt. That's the last step. After this is drained to your consistency, you're going to put it in a glass container, stir in your salt, throw your lid on, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll be ready to use. But I'll let y'all watch this process, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to do with that whey that's still in here, okay? It's cooled off. I didn't want to do anything with it while it was still hot. And, well, I'll watch me do this, and we'll talk at the same time, and I'll tell you what to do with this wonderful whey. Okay? You're just going to remove your hard cutter, and you're going to try, my hands are clean, y'all. you're just going to start getting your ricotta out of those little squares. You can probably bang on it a little bit till it all comes out. This is the consistency that I want it this time, because like I said, I am going to be using this for ravioli, and I needed a little more stiff ricotta this time. Like I said, you can drain it as little or as much as you want to. That way, if you want a spreadable ricotta, or if you need a thicker, pasty ricotta to put inside little chunks and put in ravioli. So I'm going to taste this right quick. Oh, that's good ricotta. Now, you flavor your ricotta. I think in this ricotta, since I'm going to be using it, I'm not using that same finger, y'all. And you know what? It's just me and my husband going to be eating this. So, I mean, you know, I'm going to flavor this ricotta, I believe. I might do it later. I need to see what herbs I've got over there growing in my hydroponic system. Look. And what I want to go in it. Probably like some Italian seasoning, some extra basil, oregano, something Italian-y for pasta. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get that. Y'all, all these parts, except for the big bowl over here that's still holding the way, the cutters, the mesh drainer, the strainer, is all dishwasher safe. I do not put this big bowl right here in there because there's a plug-in under there that goes hooked down in there. I showed you at the beginning. So we're just going to get the rest of this ricotta out, and I'll show you. That's a really good consistency right there. I needed a drier ricotta this time, like that. So when I get ready to put this in the ravioli, I got this kind of consistency ricotta. The first couple of batches I made, since I had lasagna sheets, I wanted the spreadable ricotta. So I left a little bit more of the whey in there. You'll get a spatula with your Fromaggio. I'm just going to kind of get it out of here. It's coming out in chunks. That's good right there. You know what? I'm just going to go in with my hands because it's crumbling. See there? That's good. This is good for ravioli. Like I was saying, I did the spreadable ricotta just by leaving a little more whey in it and leaving it a little wetter. Okay? Because when I got ready to spread it on my lasagna, I didn't want it tearing my lasagna noodles and ripping them apart. I needed a spreadable ricotta. All right, this is good. Try to get all the little chunks out that you can. All right, try to get all that out. Some on the side. Oh, there's a big chunk right there. All right, let me clean my hands up a little bit and get this in the dishwasher. I mean, not the dishwasher, but the sink for right now. And then we'll start putting our salt in here. If y'all accidentally wind up getting this too dry after you've done all this straining and you don't want it this crumbly, by all means, when your whey over here is cooled off a little, just dip in there and just get you a little and mix it back in. Now, as I'm going to try to get this salt in here, I've got my 9 grams of salt. As I'm going to try to get the salt in here, y'all, I may have to wind up going in with my hand and doing this. Okay, it's a little bit different this time since I did just a little less. But I'm just going to try to start spreading, crumbling. Like I may have to go in with my hands since this is drier and crumbly. But you are going to mix in your salt just like this, okay? So I will get that mixed in. I won't bore you with that. I'm going to get the salt mixed in. Then I'm going to cover it up. And this is going to get stored in the refrigerator with that lid on it. And the night I make ravioli, stir in some seasonings. Like I said, Italian seasoning. Oh, y'all, in your ricotta, you can mix in things like little thing chopped up spinach, something to fill the inside of your ravioli with. Okay, you can I can mix in this ricotta with a little bit of sausage, Italian sausage, and have my filler for my ravioli. Y'all, I'm coming up with some good ideas. Okay, I'm going to finish stirring this in, and then I'll get this ready to go. Y'all excuse the messy hair. We come in from those projects, and we just took little showers and then just laid down and rested our eyes for a few minutes. So if I look like I just had a nap, I probably did. Okay, now let me tell you what to do with this wonderful whey. Now, I didn't do it this time. Excuse me. I didn't do it this time, and I should have, but it's okay if you don't. You can also take this whey, because there is going to be little giblets of curds in here. Just little bitty giblets. But if you want just a little extra, little clump, you can strain this through a cheesecloth, and you will get your little extra clump of cheese from the curds, and you can just throw that over there inside your ricotta. Now, the wonderful whey. Do not throw this down the drain. There is so many things that whey can be used for. Oh, let's see. Whey can be used in cooking and baking. You can use it in soups, along with like some broth. If you want like a creamier, little bit more flavorful broth, you can mix half and half, your broth and some of this. Oh my goodness, you can use this that's in a bunch of soups. You can use this in sauces and gravies. Anything that you might use broth, water, or milk or cream for, you can use a little bit of whey. Let's see what else. Baking. This is excellent in breads because it gives you extra protein. Instead of using water or milk, you can use whey in baking breads, baking a lot of things. Pie crust, like I said, you can substitute whey for a lot of your liquids in baking. Let's see. No, not ice cream. What? Okay, I put this back in my smoothies. Okay, I will make a smoothie, and instead of using a juice, I will turn around and put whey in there and just give some extra protein, making smoothies. Oh my gosh, what else? Animals. Y'all, we have a daughter-in-law that works at a veterinary clinic as an intern. She's studying, and I'm going to donate some of this whey to the clinic to where if you have a sick animal, I don't care if it's a chicken, I don't care if it's poultry, I don't care if it's pigs, sheep, goats, cows, whatever. Did I say pigs? I don't know. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, you can use this on sick animals, cats, dogs, okay? If they're down and they're not eating and and they're not even drinking and they're sick, you can take a dropper and feed this to an animal. Y'all, this is protein, okay? Protein. You can even try to dehydrate this or freeze dry it in a freeze dryer, and then chunk it up, powder it up, run it through a blender or a food processor. You've got instant dried whey, like a dried powder. Okay, sick animals. Oh, plants. You can use this to water plants with. So many uses. Now, there is a recipe on here. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but there was like 2 kinds of ricotta, milk ricotta and whey ricotta. I'm going to look at that recipe next and see if it uses the whey from other batches instead of milk to make another kind of ricotta. And that way, I'd still be using this and pouring it right back in there instead of getting milk. So, You've got uses of whey, cooking, baking, I did say sauces and gravies, right? Yeah, you can use this instead of milk to make like a gravy. Turn around and reuse it in something like smoothies. Sick animals, plants. You can dehydrate it or freeze dry it. Turn it into a powder. Y'all, you can even put that powder in little capsules. I have a little capsule machine where I make some of our own supplements like turmeric and cinnamon. You can have a whey powder capsule and take it as a daily supplement. This is pure protein, okay? If you're nauseous or you're sick and you just can't stomach anything else, you can drink some whey. If you like yogurt and the taste of tangy yogurt or something like that, you can drink this, okay? My mama loves buttermilk. I took her a whole jug of whey, and she's drinking that, and I'm like, but I turn around and use it back in smoothies. So if you like buttermilk, things that you use buttermilk for, you can use whey instead. I think that's about all the uses. And yes, y'all did, one more thing, y'all did see me using a gallon of store-bought milk, Walmart brand milk. Two things in cheese making. One thing in cheese making, you do not want ultra pasteurized, okay? Don't get that. Just get pasteurized, homogenized, vitamin D, whole milk, okay? Do not get the ultra pasteurized, okay? You do not want that. Doesn't work so well. Now, you can use, this was fresh. I just bought it a couple of days ago, stuck it in the refrigerator, just used it fresh. Now, another thing, you can use frozen milk. The first batch I ever did, milk was on sale, and honey, if you don't think I didn't go grab a couple of jugs and put them in the freezer, yes and amen, I did. So, the first batch I ever made, I made it with frozen milk. There's a lot of these cheeses you can make with frozen milk. Just give it a good shake after it's defrosted really good, and then pour it in here. Make sure there's no ice chunks in there. Frozen milk is good for like chevrets, things that crumble. Okay, ricotta, chevre, something else. Farmhouse, or what they call a goat cheese, that's probably chevre too. A crumblier cheese, maybe cream cheese, sour cream, like that. But if you're wanting like solid and you're wanting it to stay together, I would use the fresh milk for things like mozzarella, cheddar, sharp cheddar, your harder cheeses, okay? So, I'm fixing to get this poured up back into this jug right here and save this whey. I've got a kitty cat out here that is loving it every morning. It's cold out of the refrigerator on a good summer day. I've got grand dog coming over here and lapping it up if the cat don't drink it fast enough. So stray animals, y'all, animal shelters would love to have some of this to give to animals. If you know some local animal shelters, veterinary clinics, people who own farms, y'all, chickens drink this up. They love the extra protein, and ducks in turn, it'll turn around and give you some protein rich eggs, chicken eggs and duck eggs, say, to turn around and eat. This is not going to go to waste. I'm going to pour it back up into this jug. I'm going to check into that recipe, whey ricotta, and see if it uses whey instead of milk. That way, it'll just be going right back into another batch of ricotta. Y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this. Next, I'm going to try to make mozzarella for you. I've only done it like once or twice. I'm still learning some methods, some shortcuts, just because I've done it before, okay? And cheddar, okay? So, y'all just stay tuned. There's more cheese making coming up as we play and experiment with my new toy. See y'all in the next one.